Apple reaches out to you to like do something, don't do that for free. But like, there's no such thing as a job listing on like LinkedIn that's going to be like sports documentary filmmaker. Like, you have to like make it yourself.
Today on the podcast, we have Anna Burns. She's a freelance filmmaker, DP, and director. She lives in LA and is from Maine, which is cool because I'm from Maine as well. So that's great. We'll talk all about that. And she's done some great work. She's had some awesome documentaries that I think you should go check out. We'll link those in the bio below. And this is going to be a great conversation about freelance filmmaking and the insights that she has to share with us. Welcome to the podcast, Anna.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I think one of the things I want to jump into right away is something that I noticed that you did recently, where you only had, I think, 3 days and you did like a yearbook for Sweet Greens.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty wild. I mean, how did that come up? Like, how did that project start to finish, and why was it such a short time frame?
That one, why I don't know why it was short. I guess that's like the brand. I don't know the brand.
We get that all the time.
So
we get like, hey, are you ready tomorrow? And
yeah,
I'm like, oh, cool, for a full shoot.
yeah. So that was that. But I guess it had come through like a friend of a friend. And I was like supposed to kind of like come up with like kind of the creative vibe of the project, and it was going to be a series, but we didn't really know like how many episodes or anything yet. This was kind of like a first episode like test run, and then they were going to see if it did well. And so I was just like coming up with like look and feel stuff, like a lot of mood boarding, and I had like photos picked out, like one of the ones that I put in that post of this like guy in a field with like a newspaper over his face. But I just like liked the colors and like the vibe of the photo. I didn't really like think anything of it. And then it was like the week before the shoot, and I was like in Mexico on a surf trip, and
Sweet.
it was like the middle of the night, and I was just like, wait, what if we did this? But then I was like, no, there's literally no way you can like the shoot is in like 3 business days and you're in a remote part of Mexico. Like, how are you gonna do that? But I was just like, well, we could try. And then I asked the brand if they liked it. They liked it. I was like, okay, then we need a design like right now. And so they started designing stuff, and then I called like I looked up like get book printed in Los Angeles on Google, and just like called around print shops. And the first one I called, I was like, do you guys do this? They're like, yeah, that's like exactly what we do. I was like, oh, no way. So then we got a book.
That's awesome.
And
I feel like only in LA
I know.
you can do that lot. Or maybe New York, you might be able to pull it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. What made you jumping backwards here, like what made you get into filmmaking? I mean, you grew up in Maine and now you're in LA. And so where did it start? And I guess where are you now in your journey?
Yeah. I was a gymnast growing up, so very like serious athlete, and I wanted to be like D1 and everything. So I like really didn't do anything else. That was like my whole plan, and I was gonna coach whatever. But I also it was like the early GoPro era. I feel like when like like I mean, as a skater, you probably know like you're probably making skate videos and stuff. I was doing that, but with gymnastics, which so I just like I don't know. I was just one of those like camera kids that like liked making stupid music videos with their friends and stuff like that. And but yeah, a lot of it was like in the gym, so I was like shooting stuff on GoPros and just having fun in high school. And then I went to college, was doing gymnastics my freshman year, still was just like I was studying sports management, wanted to be a coach. And then I actually ended up getting cut from my college gymnastics team, which was very all traumatizing and sad and stuff. But it was actually like great because when that happened, I kind of had like a full like what is life like this thing I've done for so many years, like 5 hours a day, 6 days a week, like whole life consuming thing is like not the only thing in the world. So I just started, I think the emphasis for like picking up the camera in college was like some of the seniors on the gymnastics team, like they're like, oh, will you make like one of your cool videos for us at like this meet? I was like, yeah, sure. Like I was kind of like
Was
annoyed,
that
but like
tough? Was that tough to do?
I was gonna yeah, my bad. I was gonna ask you. I was like, being a sports, being a gymnast, is it hard to film people when you kind of want to be in that spotlight? Like, is it hard to step back and be like, oh, sure, I'll make you something when it's like, damn, I wanted to be the person that was.
oh yeah, it was super hard.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, it was hard. And like, but at the same time, like I'd kind of, I like reached the acceptance phase.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, going to the meets, yeah, definitely. But I also just like loved like the artsy part of it. And yeah, I guess I must have seen the vision for like the 5-year plan of like, this is hard right now, but like in 5 years, like everyone's going to graduate and no one's going to be doing this anymore. And like, you'll be doing
True.
something cool.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and that's the thing, is it like it kind of gave you that option to do this new thing that maybe you're not like everybody else. All of a sudden it just ends and they're like, wait, what? And you had a time that you could start rebuilding and doing something new.
yeah.
It's hard to realize that though.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, I don't think I really realized it at the time, but yeah, I think it was a good thing. And then I actually ended up getting recruited to do diving as well. So I still got to like kind of do my sports thing and then also do creative stuff. So that was college. I just kind of like got better. It was all self-taught and everything. And then when I graduated, I applied for an internship out here with like a company that does a lot of sports, commercial and doc and stuff like that. And I did that for like 6 months, and then I went freelance. And that was 5 years ago.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
2020.
Yeah.
COVID.
Looks like you're killing it. I mean,
Thank
you
you.
worked on all kinds of great stuff. Beyond Normal is really cool. I saw that come out because that was with somebody out of Rhode Island too, right?
That was with Becca. The surfers from Newburyport, Mass, and then Rye area, and then the production company Vagrants is out of Boston.
Yep. Yeah, we know them. That's awesome. I think it's cool that you're able to stay connected on both coasts, because that's always been a hard thing. Like we do some stuff out in California, but it's hard to keep that connection and go back and forth. How do you do that, I guess? How do you like build that connection and make it so that people come to you because you're all the way over here and they're filming? Or did they film a lot out west?
That film was like all me, like from my, like I knew Becca, and so I just approached her and was like, let's do this, let's do this with my friend Jordan. And then the production company was just like interested in helping us bring it to life. So that one came from like, kind of came from me. So it wasn't like a them going and finding me out west or anything. But occasionally, like for commercial stuff, like I'll get hired as somebody like to work out east. And I mean, I think one of the things is I just always say I like work as a local out east, which means you don't have to pay for my flights or my hotel. I'll just go hang out with my parents. Smart. And that kind of I've kind of used that as like an investment for the future, because I do want to move back eventually. So just like building those relationships and like maintaining them back home. But yeah, it's something I always kind of am like grappling with. I want to be here, I want to be there. I wish I could be in 2 places at once. But
and are you mainly like doing sport doc style films?
Yes, pretty much.
Okay. Now, how'd you get in? I mean, obviously we know how you got into it, but like, how did, like, that's the direction you wanted to go? You don't do other type of commercials, like, because freelance is tough, especially I feel like in that category. How do you do that?
Yeah. I was really lucky. Like right when I was done with my internship, it was right around the time when Together was launching, which is like this women's sports media platform. It's founded by like Alex Morgan, Chloe Kim, Simone Manuel, and Sue Bird. And I just like was able to become like one of their regular shooters. So that like helped me build a portfolio in like sports doc stuff really quickly, because a lot of my stuff from college was just like cute moments to music. So that's when I really started learning like documentary and storytelling. And I think just like being a former athlete helps. Like I'm able to relate to them and um just kind of like vibe. Like I don't know, it's I think when you're doing documentary work, you should be able to relate to your subject on a personal level in some way. Um, and so I think that helps me get those jobs. But also the biggest thing is doing the work like for free that you want to get paid for eventually. So like I was making films about, like I made a film in college about these like two sailor girls from Maine. I did um, films with like me and my friend Jordan, before we did Beyond Normal, we did a film with a cyclist, like just like stuff that we were doing for like no money, but that would end up in our portfolios. And then clients are like, oh, we loved that thing that you did. Now we want you to do that for us. So
That's great. And that's something that people still today think it's like, I don't know, it's a positive and a negative. I've had people be like, oh, you shouldn't work for free. We still, like, at our production company, we find a cool story and we're just going to go after it. Like,
yeah.
I don't think there's one negative to doing something free. I think
Yeah.
it's
I
only
mean, it's
positive.
like, if, I don't know, if Apple reaches out to you to like do something,
Right.
don't do that for free. But like,
yeah, exactly.
there's no such thing as a job listing on like LinkedIn that's going to be like sports documentary filmmaker. Like you have to like
Yeah,
make it yourself.
Totally. Yeah. And I think you have to make the content you want to make professionally because people need to see what you're capable of.
Yeah.
I don't think people understand that. Like, I think they're like, oh, well, you shouldn't do this for free. And I'm like, I don't know. I've done a ton of stuff for free in my career because you just get excited about it and you want to create it and you don't want to wait for money to come in for some stuff. And that's just how I've learned too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
What do you think your biggest hurdle has been in being a freelance DP and filmmaker? What's the biggest thing that you find currently? Is there something that's happening now, or is there something that you went through that you got through and now you're here?
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a few. I think one of the things, like personally, like mentally, that stuff is like the ups and downs. Like you'll have months where you like are doing super well, and the next month you don't have anything, and then it's like always the thought of like, oh my God, I'm never gonna work again. Sorry, my dog is drinking water. You can really hear that.
It's all good. Yeah, I've gone through that so many times.
Yeah.
It's like you do get used to it at times, but it's the same reaction. I'll be like,
I know. It's like I always am expecting it.
What am I going to do with my life if this doesn't work out?
Yeah.
And I've been doing it for however long, 10, 12 years. And it's just like, but every time things go down, you're like, what are we going to do?
Yeah. It's like, oh no, this is the time. This is the time. I'm never going to work again. And then
when you're slammed,
when
you're slammed, you're like, I can't do this. I don't want any more.
I know. I'm like, why didn't I enjoy it? Like I should have gone surfing.
Right.
Instead of just staring at my inbox, waiting for an email.
It does happen. It's weird. Like you don't take the time to like enjoy the time off, even though you should, because you're worried. And I don't know if that ever goes away.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Let me know if you find out.
I will. You
For
too.
me, it hasn't.
Now, do you do photos and video, or just video?
I do photos like more for fun. I've done like a few paid photo things, but like I don't really like advertise it or chase it. It's really, really hard to be a successful commercial photographer. I was just talking about this with my friend who is one the other day. And yeah, I think it's just, I love doing photos, but it's more of like a ways to it's like easier in the sense that like you're not like having to go home and like edit a whole film. Totally. So like I like to do that for like small projects and like to like reignite my inspiration and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I find I do too, is like I'll just go out and shoot, whether it's film or just like some digital stills, and it's like something that feels like you're creating still, but like you said, there's no burden of, all right, now I have to make something, because I've filmed a bunch of stuff for fun, like with friends, and it never gets edited.
Right.
Like my friends are like, what
so much work to go into
that 3-day hike we did you make the video? I'm like, oh, it's in the archives, I'll show you when we retire.
Yeah. No, literally. Yeah.
What's your camera of choice?
For video, I have a red Komodo.
Sweet.
And a couple of different like lens choices. That's my favorite for like documentary and like passion projects and stuff. Because it's small, it's mine, so I don't have to pay for it, like rent it. And it's pretty, like you can get it colored and it's just like it looks amazing.
Red has such a good image
Yeah.
right out of the body. It's like
the image is beautiful with red, but the other thing too is for documentary work, like you kind of gotta, I mean, not kind of, you have to rig it out. Compared to like a FS6 or a C70 or a C300, like it's already kind of built in like that. Like even, I mean, no internal NDs is, I would think for sports, like that would be a pain. Are you map boxing it or like what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the sport. Like gymnastics, I don't need filters because we're inside.
True.
Surfing, it's usually pretty consistent because you're only outside. So like I'm not doing a lot of like, I guess like the only thing I shoot that does like would be hard is like soccer. But yeah, I definitely think the FX6 is like a better doc camera, but I got the red when I got it, and I'm not gonna change it now because I have too many things for it. It would be such a pain in the ass to switch. So, but I did use the FX6 on like a show for outside TV, and it was so nice. But
yeah,
I'm trying to get Sean to sell all his stuff and go Sony.
I mean, we shoot red a lot.
Oh, so you do?
Yeah, I have a Raptor and I have a Komodo. We actually just shot a swim commercial. So we shot underwater too with the Komodo. But the image is just so good, but we're filling up terabytes. Yeah. And so it's like, do you do it and just keep filling up terabytes? I mean, like the Raptor shoots 8K and an hour of 8K is 1 terabyte. I'm like, I can't keep up with that.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't make any sense. So we shoot it at 6K a lot, which then punches in on the sensor. But I've got some Canons that we shoot a lot of like events and stuff. I do like the Sonys though, because I think they're really well built.
Yeah,
but
they're comfy to shoot.
Yeah, we're kind of the same way. We shot a doc on Canon C70s in RAW, and it was great. It was just Dan and I, 6 days in the woods and 2 cameras, and the Canon did really well. I do like the build of the FX6s better, but it's like you said, like once you... Like, I like shooting red a lot, and I think if I could and space didn't matter, I just would. But I think that's always what I'm up against. Like, do you find that when you're shooting, like Dan said, like a doc project, they're shooting so much footage that it's getting overwhelming, the amount of space it takes, or does that not really come up?
Yeah, I mean, like beyond normal, I think we shot like 15 terabytes or something, wow. 20 maybe. So yes, I mean, we shoot a lot of like I'll do a lot of, or at least for gymnastics, like a lot of the final deliverables are all going on like social. So it's like, I'll shoot like LQ, for that. So it's not that much, but yeah, definitely. I guess I'm more of the mind of like, hard drive's only like $150. You can just buy more.
Yeah.
I've gotten cheaper.
I guess too, when you build out your like invoice and you think about it, you keep that in mind. You're like, okay, every job is going to have X amount of hard drives, and like, it's just part of the job.
Yeah.
So it's true. It's like, it's not really, and if you buy a bigger drive and you do all that math, it's like, it's not as expensive as you think. It just feels expensive because you're like just filling drives up.
Yeah. Well, but you also have a backup, Sean. So you also keep all of your footage no matter what you shoot, even if it's not, you know what I mean? Which is a good thing.
I've had people go back 2 years and be like, hey, can we buy a project? And I'm like, yep. Because, I mean, it scares me. I have 2 125 terabyte drives that are mirrored, and you just never know.
Yeah, I need to do that. The like big backup system.
You should do it. It's we use OWC.
Okay.
And they're fast. Like, you can edit off of them. So like the 125 terabyte, we can edit in studio live. Like, so you can pull all your projects off. You can pull like, sometimes we'll like add a project in from like, maybe there's like an asset in a project and we just want to pull it in. It's nice to have all of that on a drive.
Yeah.
I like it better because then we don't have like 100 of those little SSDs, which we still have.
But I have like, you can see one.
Yeah.
I have like 14 of those big lacies.
Yeah. It just gets overwhelming, I think. Although I've gone backwards and thought, like, if you're doing a project like, say, Beyond Normal, maybe it makes sense to have a bunch of separate drives in case something were to happen. It's not all of them. And also you can log it that way. Like, you could probably label it and be like, this was April in the water or whatever. Like, I think that's nice instead of just having one drive and having to just go through file systems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you have a like favorite shoot that you haven't done, like something that you dream of doing, something, whether it's a sport or like, doesn't have to be specific, but is there something you've always wanted to shoot that you're like waiting till the moment to do it?
I mean, I have like projects that I'm like either like developing or pitching or whatever that like if any of those work out, like I would say that's like those are all dream projects. But I really want to just like I haven't really traveled as much for like out of the country for work as I feel like people would think. So anything that takes me somewhere like really cool overseas would be fun. I just got asked to shoot a shoot in Bali, so if that works out, that'll be fun.
I just saw somebody hiring like on LinkedIn for like crew out in Bali.
Oh, really?
I don't think it was like for a specific shoot. It was just like, we're looking for more people to join us. Like, wow, I didn't know the production over there was so good.
I had to like look at it. I was looking up rental houses. Just like, where do you rent gear from? Like lighting from? There's one rental house in Bali.
It's like one person down the street.
Yeah.
Has some gear.
Like, great, we have lights. That's good. But yeah, I think anything that like goes somewhere cool would be fun. Yeah. I'm kind of sick of shooting in California.
Yeah. I mean, I get like that here, although at least you have the weather to like go year round. Like here in the winter.
Yeah, I mean, you're from Maine, but it sucks here.
Oh, I know.
Unless we're shooting snowboarding or something, like the winter sucks.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Like we're just creating inside. Like we have a studio space and we just do that. And we just do a lot of like in office type stuff or like creative stuff in a studio somewhere. So I think that's the cool thing about being out there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I know. I always think about that. I'm like, I could not
move back. Do you think? Why would you move back? Do you think just because like family and friends and some of the stuff that happens over here versus there?
Yeah, I think family and just like I mean, I love Maine and the Northeast. Like it just feels like home. Like this feels like home-ish, but like it'll never feel like home, you know? And like my partner, his whole family is in Massachusetts. Okay. So yeah, I think, but I mean, we'd love to figure out a way to not do winter because we're both surfers and like we always talk about it. We're like, maybe like we have friends who live in the Portsmouth area. You probably know like summer sessions.
Oh yeah. I know those guys.
Yeah. They do like winter in Costa Rica and like stuff like that. So sick. So I think that's going to be our kind of vibe is like, maybe we do winter in Costa Rica, winter in Mexico, winter in California. Awesome. If we can figure it out financially, that'd be sick.
I know. And that's the thing. Like, if you could figure that out, let me know because I'm also trying to do that. Like, my wife's from Brazil and we're always trying to like figure out how can we go live there for the winter? Because I'm over it. Like, I like snowboarding, but I could do a week of snowboarding probably out west. I don't think I would. Like here, it's just ice.
Same.
And then I would just go to Brazil for the winter. But like, how do you maintain that as a freelancer or filmmaker? It's like you would have to find that work either down in that location, or would you just take on like post-production stuff? Do you have a plan for that or not yet?
I mean, that's I think one of the reasons I try to not be too like locally oriented to any particular place. Like because I've always thought about that. I'm like, when I move home, like, how am I gonna have the same clients? But I guess I don't know. I'm just trying to like do stuff where it doesn't matter where I live, like where I'm just getting like travel jobs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll let you know if I figure it out because it's still like a pipe dream that will be bi-coastal.
I think some people pull it off. I mean, I've seen some other people pull it off in the freelance world. I think if you're an editor, you could definitely pull it off.
Yeah.
nowadays you could edit pretty much anywhere. Yeah. I think the hard thing that I've found in production is maintaining certain clients and then wanting to maintain those clients because either they pay really well or they pay the bills, but then you're always searching for like a lot of the fun things that we like to shoot, at least personally, don't pay as much. So it's like, how do you you seem to have found a way to connect all those, like with Beyond Normal, were you able to get funding for that after the fact, or is that still like, was that like a passion all the way through?
Yeah, I'm not. Neither of us have. Nobody got paid.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, it would have been nice. Like we tried so hard. We got like some funding, but it all just went towards production.
Right.
And then yeah, like now we're on like some streaming platforms, and we'll get like $5 a year.
Yeah.
But
how long did that take, that whole project?
We shot it for 2 years, and then we edited for like a year.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like that. And is it because it was just over time, like, okay, we're going to shoot these few days and then I got to go back to like doing some work? Or is it because the story had to be that long?
Yeah, it was because the story was just like, it was because the healing process for a concussion like that is just so long.
Okay.
So like we met her when she still was like having trouble speaking. And we followed her all the way until she was like surfing 5 feet wave. I mean, the waves were small in Tofino, but all the way until she was surfing like real waves in Canada. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it was just a long process, and like a lot of like ups and downs too. Like she would have setbacks, and then be better, and then be worse, and also yes, like fitting it into like our real lives. And like me and Jordan's a freelancer too, and like just yeah. But luckily, I mean, she's from East Coast, but halfway through production, she moved to San Diego. So a lot of it we were able to just do like a pretty easy like drive down. But yeah, it was just a long one. But we got there.
It's crazy how it can go so different, because you shot another surf film and it was like you shot for 2 days. I kind of saw an interview about it during COVID, but it's like to shoot. It was like the plastic one, the surfer built like buoys and stuff. Yeah, it was really cool. But it's funny that this one kind of took like 2 years to film, a year to edit, and the other one you were able to make it work with such little time filming.
Yeah,
it looked great.
Thank you. That one was like my little student film.
Yeah.
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 When you have a project like that, do you know ahead of time like how long you think it's going to take, or is it just like you work through it to find when you know it's done? Like you're like, okay, I think we're done.
Mm-hmm. That's a good question, especially with Beyond Normal, because like that film could literally never end. Like it could never end. Like like that's the thing about concussions that like we all kind of learned along the way, is like it's never like, it's not like a broken bone where it's like, okay, you're clear, you're good, like forever. She still has like ups and downs. So like we could have done that for 10 years. But I think with that one, we just like, I mean, we needed it to be like, we can't film for that. Like realistically, we can't just film forever. So I think we waited until she felt good and felt good enough to go on like her first surf trip after getting hurt. So that was like a natural kind of wrap up to the story. So yeah, I think we knew it was going to be like a longer one, just because we knew the recovery was going to be long. But I don't think we didn't really have an idea of like, oh, we're going to film from like January 2021 to this 2023. Like it was just kind of like we were like, okay, she's ready to go on a surf trip. Like this could be like, we don't have much money, so we're gonna plan one epic trip, and we're gonna film some sweet stuff for the end, and then we'll move on. So
yeah, that makes sense. You kind of have to just cap it and end the project, because some of these projects that people work on, you could just go forever. Like there's some stories just never end, but like you said, you can't just keep going because of costs and all the things that come with a project like that.
Yeah, and like I think also like there's a thing like people always say like you never think anything's like nothing is ever finished. Like you just have to like
Right.
stop. So
Yeah. I find that as like a creator and filmmaker too, like you almost want it to always be perfect when you launch something. Has that ever been a hard thing for you, like keep tweaking it because you're like, oh, it's not ready yet, and
yeah,
like you should have maybe put it out like a month ago? Because that happens with me.
totally. Yeah, I mean we were like screening at festivals and then we would like watch it in like a theater and I would like turn to Jordan and I'd be like, we need to change that part.
Oh wow.
And then we would like go back and change it and like send the file to our next festival, be like, new one, sorry.
Yeah.
Like we even had to change something like 2 weeks ago before it released on streaming. That was more of like a Becca request. Like it was just like a little line she wanted to tweak. But yeah, definitely. And I hate watching my own stuff.
Did you do all the color as well, or did you send that out?
For Beyond Normal, no. We had Vagrants was they gave us their editor and then we had a colorist who
Sweet.
was nice enough to do it for super
awesome.
cheap. Make
Yeah.
it look really pretty. So
That's always a thing. It's like you never know about the color until like you get somebody who is a colorist and does it and you're like, I get it.
It's a game changer
It's a game
because like
Crazy.
Sean's good at coloring, but then no shade on him, but like when we sent it to a colorist, I was just like, oh my god. Like when we did our outdoor dog.
Sean. Damn.
But it's just amazing what they can do. You
it's
know
like
what
a
I mean?
science too. Like I feel like they have all the things that like I'll like color something on my computer and it looks great, and when I pull stills it looks awesome and I get like tons of compliments on my color, and then I'll like send it to like somewhere that's screening it and it looks like shit. It's like because they're like it's like not right for the screen. So that's like the best thing about having a colorist is I feel like they make sure it's gonna look good like where it's gonna go,
Completely.
and they're
I mean,
like little scientists in there.
we got stuck up against it recently because we had like a last minute quick change. Our web commercial we shot all of a sudden went broadcast. And so they're like, we're going to go broadcast with it. And I'm like, okay. And so I had to look at all the color science stuff because I did the color, because your levels have to hit certain spots in a waveform. They can't go to certain, it's like 64 on your lows and like, forget what it is on the highs, but it's like before clipping.
Yeah.
Well before clipping. And it looks weird on a computer, but apparently with broadcast, it will get turned away if it's not in those levels.
Yeah.
So there's all things like that. For theater probably is the same way.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But it's fun. Coloring stuff is fun.
I like it too because like it's the only part of post-production that you can listen to music.
Yeah.
Right?
Sometimes I'll watch a show.
Yeah, or watch a show or like listen to a podcast. Like I'm like, damn, this is what it's like to be like like just do photos. Like you guys can just always be like
Oh,
entertained.
my God. I get so jealous when we do a shoot and there's a photographer who just has a backpack and like, that's it.
Oh my god.
And we're rolling in a cart of like just everything.
Like a whole van.
I
Yeah.
remember those days, like just like showing up. But like you said earlier, Anna, the photography world is hard. Like I am glad that I jumped into video when I did, because I don't know how people do it right now.
Same.
Like, how is your friend doing with it? Like, is it?
I mean, I think she's doing really well. She's so talented. And she niched herself into sports and she has a really interesting style. But I just think, yeah, it's like so competitive.
Yeah.
And like I was talking to people about it and they were talking about how, like the line between making like scraping by and then like doing really well as like a commercial photographer is just like this line that's like impossible to cross. And there's like a whole like rep world, like you're not getting like certain jobs because you have to be coming from an agent. It's like, I don't know. It just, I thought about it for like 2 seconds. Because I did like a North Face job that I did photos for, and it was so fun. And like, I was like, oh, this would be great. Maybe I should do more photo stuff. And then I was like, wait, I don't even know how. Like, but they just reached out to me like direct to brand, but like that's literally never happened again. Like,
Yeah. It is fun though.
it was so fun. But yeah, just I think there's like only so much time in the day to like pursue things, and like I'll just always want to do documentaries. So
Yeah. I think
I'm cool
that's the
with.
place. That's the place that I love too, is
Mm-hmm.
documentary. It's like how can I just do documentaries for the rest of my life and still make a living?
Yeah,
Like I would do it all day.
I'll let you know
It's
if I
just,
find out.
Right. That's the hard part, is making a living off of it. It's
but
like
I
you
think
would love to, but
but I think what you're doing is what you do. I think you go and you make a film because you found a story and it pays for production, but nobody's making money, because then people can see like, oh, you did this. Now we want to bring you on for a brand story piece, because if you're only shooting commercial style stuff, you're probably not going to get that documentary or the documentary series for a brand. I think we're moving more into that, where
Mm-hmm.
people want to do more storytelling inside of brands.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see a lot more of that versus your like commercial work. I don't know. What do
Yeah.
you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen like a definite like uptick in requests for like 2-minute branded docs for like social. Like Sweet Green was one, but then I also am doing this 6-part one for a beauty brand called Gimme, and it's like just like all about different women like entrepreneurs. And
That's awesome.
so, and that would like both of those came in like in the same month of, like, I think I didn't have anything in January, and then in February I got reached out to about both of those and was like, like, oh, people are making branded docs again. That's cool. Because like I feel like a few years ago, like the Yeti film was like the formula everyone was doing, like these 10-minute like longer ones, and now I just feel like it's the like short, obviously the social version of that. So, yeah, it's interesting. And then I got reached out to for another like commercial job. I don't know if I have it yet. It's like a triple bid agency situation, but it's also 2-minute branded docs. So it's like, yeah, it's really interesting. Trends. It's definitely a trend.
Yeah.
But I'm happy about it.
Yeah, I think we are too, because we do a little bit more of that and try and push the brands we work with to do that too. It's more fun for us. I think it's more fun for them because they get the content that's real and that people probably will watch, versus like any sort of weird advertisement stuff that feels forced. How do you go about, you don't have to talk about like all the ins and outs, but like when you're bidding for stuff, do you find yourself having to bid certain pricing and get it in that way, or do you think you get hired because of like the specific work that you've done, where people are like, oh, because you shot Beyond Normal and these other things, we really want you on this job? Or do you think it's all, because like for us it's both. It's like sometimes it's a pricing game, which is the worst game ever, because you're trying to figure out, does this person have money, do they not, where's their sweet
Oh,
spot?
that's the worst. You're like, I don't want to like blow you out of the water, but I also like, I don't know.
Need to make a living.
Yeah.
So what do you think is your process? And like, I mean, because LA might be different. I don't know. Maybe there's definitely a lot more people out there creating, but there's a lot more brands too.
Yeah. I mean, it's so dependent. Like for the one I'm bidding on, or like I'm just the director, and there's an agency and a production company that's doing the whole bid. So like that one's different, because that's just like they tell me we have this much money for you per day.
Yeah.
Does that work? And I say yes or no. But for more like one man, like not one man band, but like when I don't have a production company, which was the case for Sweet Green, like it was just like direct to brand with me. I just like, I mean, I price it knowing that it's a social series. Like I'm not going to price it like you would a big commercial, because it's easier. Like it was literally me, my friend Stephanie, who assisted and did photos, and then the producer from the brand. So like I knew we just didn't need much crew. So I mean, I wrote down like I paid Steph a good rate because I knew she was going to be doing photos, and I wanted somebody that I knew could like just take awesome photos, and I wouldn't have to worry about it. And yeah, I've figured out how to like price fairly, but not like over the top.
Yeah.
Because it's a fine line. Like you don't want to like lose the job by overpricing, but you also want to make sure that you don't get taking advantage of or anything. But.
Yeah, or locked in for future stuff.
Right, exactly. And that's another thing. But like also I think one thing I've been doing recently more is like if a brand is doing a series, like a lot of times I feel like they'll reach out and be like, hey, we're starting this new series. We'd love for you to shoot episode 1. Like, here's our budget. And like, if I can get more of the episodes, or like if I could get them to guarantee me all of the episodes, I'll like give them a price break, because it's like a volume discount essentially, or like a retainer, because it's good for me for consistency. Like now I know I have stuff for the next couple months, even if it's like a little bit less than what I would make for like a one-off shoot day. That consistency is like worth it for me.
And where did you learn that stuff? Just by doing? Or from other people, or?
Yeah, I mean, I have a mentor,
Awesome.
whose name is her name's Monica, and she's like really good at the businessy side, like I'll like send her like a question and she'll be like, yeah, and make sure they give you like all 6 episodes and whatever, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even know you could do that.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I think through working with her, like that's just like turned my business brain on versus like my people pleasing brain.
Totally. I mean, it's hard to do both, especially when you're wanting to just create, and then you're like, oh yeah, but we have to pay the bills too.
Mm-hmm.
And so when did you decide like I should get a mentor, or did you just like stumble upon a mentor and meet her and thought it was a good idea?
Yeah. I mean, I've worked with her before, so like I had worked for her as a DP, and she had just broken into like the TV space. She made an Amazon Prime docuseries called Surf Girls.
Sweet.
And she was launching this like mentorship program. So like it was like at a time where I just felt like I was kind of like teetering the line of like, I feel like I'm about to like kind of like level up another level, but like I can't figure out like what I need to do to get there. And I called her for advice about a project that like without the plan to do the mentorship or anything. And I just like, she gave me such good advice that I was like, like maybe I should actually do that. And so I signed up for it. And then, we started working on something together. So now we're just now it went from like a program I signed up for to like, now we're just like naturally like friends, and she answers a lot of my questions, and
that's cool.
I answer her questions sometimes too, but it's usually the other way around about business stuff.
Yeah, but it's
really
good because it's like people don't realize that that's part of the business, like the networking, but not in a weird networking like go to a network event. It's like you have to get connected with some of these people who are either already doing the thing you want to do, or they've done something different than what you've done, or they know like the business side, because everybody wants to be a creator now. That's like everybody wants to do it, and there's a lot of people doing it, so it's hard to stick out. But I think if you have that balance of understanding this side of the business and the creative, I mean that's key.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like sometimes I see creatives like making certain, or just like the way they talk about the business side or whatever, and I'm just like cringing. I'm like, oh, like I don't know. I think it's really important to know both, like especially like contracts and stuff. It's so important. It's so important. You have to protect yourself.
You do. Yeah. I mean, it's happened in the past for us sometimes where things happen and we're just like, well, it is what it is. We gave into something maybe we shouldn't have. But
yeah, it's like I signed that stupid contract, so it's my fault.
A learning experience, exactly.
I know.
Next time, yeah.
But that's kind of like the whole creator space. You have to be able to take the feedback, take the hardship. I mean, it sounds stupid to say hardship. I'm sure people listening, our 50 subscribers, will say that, oh, hardship, you're creating. But there's this feeling of like maybe a client doesn't want to work with you anymore, and you like take it to heart, and like you try and figure these out, things how they ebb and flow, like you said, where you're getting work and you're not. And I think there's a lot more to it than just making videos and putting them on YouTube like everybody thinks on the outside.
Yeah.
I think the other thing too is like you're out in California. There's a million videographers, and also like being a woman, do you find it that it's like harder to get work, or is it easier to get work? I know you said you work with that group together, and it seemed like you said it was all women who started it. But I mean, it's a hard industry to kind of break into, I think, to make a living.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think the whole like female filmmaker thing has helped more than hurt in this day and age, like especially in sports. Like we're seeing this, like everyone watches women's sports, like they like, so it's like they just want girls there, they want girls in the room. So that's been great, and like I'll lean into that as much as you want.
Yeah, of course.
Good. Yeah.
I mean, the only annoying thing is like when I get emails that's like, hey, Anna, we have this female focused story, so we want to hire a woman. So here's, we're hiring you. Like, it's kind of like they like qualify it for some reason. I'm like, you can just want to hire me. It's okay. You don't have to tell me that it's because I'm a girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think overall it's made it a little bit easier. Maybe.
What do you think for females out there trying to get into the space you're in? Like, do you have advice for them? Like, is there, because like I'm sure there's a lot of dudes. I mean, I've seen it in my production. I know that we've had clients ask for, I can't find any female filmmakers anywhere. Like, it's hard. Like, I would hire left and right if I could. I mean, if you move back, you know, go out to work with us. But like, what would you tell all the like female filmmakers out there? Like, what's the advice to like break in and get into the industry more?
I would say like one,
filmmakers, it doesn't have to be females. It's just like, I feel like that space, there's a lot of women who feel like maybe it's harder to get in. That's
yeah. I mean, I feel like you might think it's harder, but like, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like,
it's not.
I think when I was graduating, like I didn't see anybody doing it who was a girl, but like now there are a lot more. So I'm like hoping at least like people graduating are like, oh, I see someone who like is like me, doing it and doing it like successfully. So I hope that it feels less hard, but I think overall just like finding those places, like I think it's going to probably be a lot harder to get hired on a car commercial than it is for like a cool women's sports doc for a fresh recent grad. So like it's like find those lanes that like are already welcoming you, and then like use that to build your portfolio, and then you can kind of go anywhere. I think finding together like off the top was like a huge thing for me. And then sorry, there's like someone honking. And then make the stuff that you like want to make and just do it on your own. Like don't wait for permission. The biggest thing, I mean, nobody cares if you're a girl or a guy, or like it doesn't matter if you have a good portfolio. Like they want to hire you. So just like work on your portfolio and like try not to worry about all the other noise and gear and social media stuff, which is way easier said than done. But just make something good and like, or make something bad and then like make another thing, and they'll get better and better.
Just keep making and keep like showing people what you're making instead of like holding it back.
Yeah, post your work.
I know I'm terrible at that. I am like, I look at like, for instance, I like look through your LinkedIn. I love how you share stuff like the mood board stuff.
Oh,
like,
thank you.
That
was a Monica suggestion as well.
I just saved one of those posts, by the way. I saved one of your posts because I was like, this is awesome to show like the scrolling through images and then show the shots. Like,
thanks.
It seems so simple, but like I'm not doing it and a lot of people aren't doing it, and it shows your process, which is cool. Like I think we keep a lot of that just like internally, not because we're like hiding it, just because like we don't think like people care.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was told to start posting on LinkedIn. That's like, and I was like, ew. Like, no.
I know. I tell people I post on LinkedIn, and they're like, dude,
they're like,
come on.
oh,
like,
no.
It's the
but
space. I'm
it
telling you.
works, and it works. Like, I've noticed, like, I've gotten busier. Like, there's like no doubt about it. And like, you can't grow on Instagram anymore. You can grow on TikTok, but it's like you have to go viral like once, and it's TikTok. So,
right. How much work are you gonna get from TikTok?
yeah, like not really.
Right. LinkedIn is all about business.
Well, that's where the people are.
Well, and it's also like you're not being annoying to like your friends posting on LinkedIn. Like, you know, it's like you're there for work, so it's like you can post about as much work as you want.
Right.
Instead of like having to strike the balance on Instagram of like posting all your work and being boring.
I'll post whatever I want.
Yeah.
And that's another thing with LinkedIn, when you said you posted the mood board and people show kind of like more of the behind the scenes kind of stuff. Do you think, because as a creator or creative, I love that stuff. I love seeing it. But do you think the clients see it the same way we see it? Because we're all excited about it, but because we understand it.
I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely like a little bit like choosy about what I decide to post behind the scenes wise, because like, I don't know. Yeah, you never want to get in trouble or something.
Right.
But I think they I mean, I don't know. I've never really asked. But I've gotten clients who've been like, oh, we saw a LinkedIn post and then we reached out to you.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So
I just had somebody on recently that said the same thing. And I'm like, we got to step up our LinkedIn game.
Yeah. Like, and also I think realizing that like, it doesn't have to be like a groundbreaking thing. Like you can just post screenshots of your mood board, like, and it will do well. Or like I had one like go kind of like, it was like one of my most engaged ones, and it was just this like photo of a cow that I took on a point and shoot camera, and I just put the camera next to the picture, and I was like,
yeah, I saw that one.
It's like so simple. Took like 3 seconds.
But people like that because maybe it's attainable for other people.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why. Maybe they're like, oh, like I could take a picture like that, or they're interested in how people make things, not necessarily the final product. Like the final product's cool, but I think that's why people are interested in it. It's like, oh, I could do this, or they think they could do that.
Yeah. And there's like a whole story in the process too.
Right. As long as there's a story behind it, I think it really helps. Like the story behind the image, or why you took it, or why you're starting this project. People love to know that. I mean, everything, I think LinkedIn is turning into this, like, even though people think it's cringe, I think it's turning into this story sharing space. I think there's a lot of people that share a lot of shit.
Oh my God, the AI stuff.
I can't even anymore. Like, I love it. Like, Dan and I have been doing a bunch of like AI coding stuff just for fun because we're like into it. But like every post on LinkedIn is like, look at this new video, and it's like somebody looking at a watch and like they're driving. I'm like, I don't really care.
Yeah, I want to figure out how to like mute that. Because it's like just people arguing, and then people post it just for engagement because they know people will argue about it in the comments.
Yeah. They like to post like this will take over all video, and you're like, no, I don't think so. I mean, what do you think? Do you think it's something that scares you of like, oh, it's going to take a lot of work away, or do you think no chance?
It doesn't scare me because I do documentary filmmaking.
Right.
So no, it doesn't scare me, but I totally understand why some people are scared. Like, I think like product photography, that's super scary. Sure. I think like, I mean, my partner's a designer and art director, and like, he's already thinking about like the fact that like, I mean, no one's going to like need logos anymore. Like, I mean, people will. Like, there will always be people that value like human creativity, but like, then there are also going to be like people who don't, and are like, oh, look, I just made a logo for no money, even ChatGPT or whatever it is. But yeah, I'm not concerned for myself as much because, like, all I do is tell real people stories. So, I mean, honestly, I've had like instances where AI has helped quite a bit. Like, transcribing is like so much easier now, and like there's some really good like sound tools now in Premiere. But yeah, I mean, I did just get my first like AI, like a storyboard from a client that was like AI generated images, and I was like, this is so creepy.
They send it to you?
Yeah, it was like in their like deck.
We've seen that before too. They're like, yeah, we're gonna do our own like AI animation in between. I'm like, okay.
It just like looks a little scary.
Some of it, I think you could pass it. Like maybe you need a shot of like Tokyo in the winter and it's not winter. And so like you could like something weird like that, or you're here in New Hampshire or Boston and you need a shot of something where there's not a stock image of like a pigeon flying through a window or something. Maybe it's useful for that, but I don't know. It's cool to watch and it's interesting to see people do it, but I think it's going to push storytelling so much more, and that's what I'm betting on.
Yeah,
and
because people can see it. Like and like people are getting pissed about it. Like the H&M thing. Did you hear about that?
I mean, is that a model thing?
Yeah, the model thing.
The Levi's model thing was pretty wild too. They did AI models.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't see the Levi's one. I just saw the H&M one where it's like they're gonna start licensing models, like AI robot versions of themselves. It's like,
well, how do you feel about that? Like, I don't know how I feel. It's kind of like a weird space.
I mean, it's H&M. Like, it's the fastest of fast fashion. I'm not surprised. Like,
true.
I already wasn't shopping there because of their like other waste practices. So it's like, okay, of course you guys are doing that. Like,
they're like, if we're gonna crash and burn, we're gonna do fast.
Yeah, it's like they're gonna lean all the way in, like.
Maybe that's their thing though, is they're like, why not just keep leaning in, because everybody doesn't want to shop here right now because of all these other things.
Yeah. So well, yeah, and like I'm so sick of the like sustainability BS. Like,
I know.
So it's like you're not sustainable, so I guess you may as well use AI models too. Go full dystopia.
Do you think they did it though to like as like a marketing scheme?
No, I think
they did it to save on money and save
purely money
costs. Yeah.
I think we're going to see a lot of companies, tech companies, apparel companies, a lot of people go out of business for a lot of reasons. I think for stuff like that, sustainability, I think people are telling stories that aren't real at their brands. I think there's going to be a lot of that in the next 10 years where we see brands that just can't hold up because maybe they have now too many employees, they have too many processes, and they're trying all these weird things like, oh, we'll save money on models. It's like, you probably should change the way you make your clothing. That's like, but that will never happen probably because that's their model. Yeah, I saw the AI model thing with Levi's too. And I don't know how I feel about it because I guess the models can get paid still.
Yeah, they like license themselves. That's like a bummer with Levi's. They're like a heritage brand. Like that's like America brand.
Well, we saw it once. Oh. Our producer Elena brought it up, and we saw it once. So I don't know if they're still doing it, why they did it, but they did get some backlash for it. So I think
interesting.
Maybe it's because all these brands are trying it to see. They're like, let's just try and see what people think.
Yeah.
Right.
They're like, whoops, don't go there anymore.
Yeah, we'll do a gut check. How do we feel about this? Everyone's like,
do people like that still? Yeah. I don't think anybody's going to enjoy that. I mean, I've seen some of the AI video talking head stuff and it looks
creepy.
It looks pretty realistic though. Some of
it does, but like it just looks a little bit off. Like, have you
totally
right? There's like, a little something that's
a little uncanny, and I'm just real scared.
Like maybe their eyes are too like widely open. They're like, "Hey, I want to tell you about this thing."
Yeah,
like, or their voice doesn't go with their face.
Yeah,
it's I don't know if people are just doing it to try. I think we're in these like trial phases where people are trying out different things, seeing how people react. I'm not worried about it because people have asked me, like, are you worried about it taking over your jobs? And I think certain things like product, but that makes sense. Like product photography, there's amazing product photographers. And maybe they just have to shift to doing more in situation or...
I think they're just going to have to learn prompts. They're going to use it in their toolbox. You know what I mean? These companies still are going to have to hire someone to create whatever they're looking for. They're not going to just, the CEO is not going to type in, you know, oh, give me this, give me that, and it pops out. He's still going to need somebody to do that.
Yeah, but I don't think a photographer is going to be like, well, just change my game up. I'll just prompt it now.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. If you're a product photographer, start learning prompts. Start learning how to utilize, you know, AI into your workflow.
Yeah, but it takes it... Or do you start doing crazy stuff like shooting film only? Or does that not matter anymore either because you could just AI it?
I don't think... I mean, I haven't seen anyone try... I feel like the people who shoot film and then the people who use AI are like way over here and they don't cross. So I'm like, I haven't seen anybody try to like replicate a film look with AI. But
Probably next.
yeah, I mean, this is like a cultural conversation now, but like, I think the like return to like analog is going to be like a huge, just cultural thing. Like, everyone's like gonna want to shoot film to like, I just even like bought a subscription for the paper version of the New Yorker because I'm just like so sick of being on a screen, and
I think
like
that's huge.
I want to
think
like
ma-
do more
If you don't come
things that are
back.
tangible, like,
Yeah,
and
I think you're right.
yeah, I don't know, I've been talking to my friends a lot about it, and I'm a huge proponent of like printing out your photos.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have
I
like
don't do that at all.
I make a scrapbook for every year. I'm like, your kids aren't gonna have anything. It's all gonna be on the freaking iCloud. Like,
I know.
so
I have a little son, and we've printed like 3 photos, and we should really print more. And like even the studio, like we've talked about 1,000 times, and we still haven't printed anything. But you're right. It's just like there's something about it. Like I have a bunch of photo books just to look through, like when people are here for shoots or just hanging out. It's like there's something nice about holding a book, or like the magazine thing. I think that's going to come back big. I think I'm seeing some magazines come out that are like really well polished now. It's not like, it's more like there's a story in it and then there's a nice image with it. I think we're going to see a lot of that come back.
mm-hmm.
And we already are. Like like vinyl has always been there.
My daughter likes vinyl. I was so
Ooh.
surprised. Yeah,
That's fun.
she's 15 and she's all into
Tangible.
it.
And
Yeah.
it makes you listen to the whole album, which no one does anymore. No one
Yeah,
listens
just like
to
slowing
every song.
down. Like,
Yes.
so I don't know. That's my
But I think that's how documentary is. It allows people to slow down a little bit, and why it's
Sure.
coming back. So, well, Anna, do you have any other things for any creators out there that like any advice, anything you would like to tell the world about creating, and what people should do to get started or keep going?
No, I mean, just make stuff. Just make a lot of stuff. And it'll be really bad at first, and then it'll get a little less bad and a little less bad, and then maybe it'll be good eventually. I'm still, yeah, I don't know. I'm still learning to, like, I don't know. I used to look at people who were like, and be like, oh my God, they have it all figured out. And then now I'm like the same age as the people I used to look at, and I'm like, wait, I do not have it all figured out. So
Yeah, maybe it's always like that though.
I think it is.
Because I feel like that too, where you're like, I made it to this spot, and people probably think the same thing, and I'm like, I feel like shit's just wild every day still. Like,
Yeah. But if you just stay true to what you want to make and be nice, you'll be successful, I think.
well, we appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it.